Hello, and oh, I gotta hit my camera on. And that's not the right camera. We're off to a great start. Hello, and welcome to the Atlassian Clinic. It's me, Bryan Guffey, your friend, the Atlassian Wizard. How is everybody? Give a shout out, friends. What's going on in the chat? Let me know. Howdy, howdy, howdy. What's up? What's up? Got six folks here. Good to see ya. Good to see y'all. Excited, excited, exciting to be here with all of you. Um, we've got some cool stuff today, I think. I actually have no idea. Funny story. Um, I have to go look. Like 100% ADHD. I kind of know what's going to happen before it happens, but also I don't because mainly um, drafts. That's what I want to hit here. There's a new roundup here. Oh, that's loading, which takes longer than I think it should. There it goes. Woohoo! Okay. Yeah, that's still a problem. I have to fix that still. Friends, 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 and friends. Susan! It's always good to have you here. I'm always excited to see folks. A bunch of folks disappeared, apparently. Let me just go drop a quick couple of notes to folks, let everybody know that we're live. Because I did not make a LinkedIn announcement today, mainly because I don't find that a ton of our folks come from LinkedIn like automatically. So, um, it doesn't even make a pretty like little YouTube video when I do it that way. That's annoying, but it happens. I mean, I'm things are going well for me, Susan, and you're going to yell at me because I didn't set up a buy me a coffee yet. I'm a monster. But that is the thing I could totally do. Uh, we'll get there. It's not important to me at the moment. It might be in less than a month, but like not at the moment at least. Let me also just go drop a note in our in our champion Slack. Ugh. And now LinkedIn wants to use. Now I'm just copying LinkedIn links all over the place. Gross. One thing I did find out that's pretty cool is the ability to have sort of a static live link for your events for YouTube. So that's really helpful because it means that I don't have to keep having like new ones constantly. Next thing I'm going to try and do is like one of the things that I think I'm learning here is that one of the things that the clinic is great for is catching people up each week on what's new and what's happening. And so if I can do that consistently, where we're prepped like right before and I've got all the updates from the week, I can run y'all through it as in sort of basically a preview of the newsletter that comes out that I do, the ecosystem roundup. That would help folks. That's another piece of information that we can sort of I can provide that's nice and easy. And I'm going to try and start getting some folks onto this show as well. We just had folks on Forge Fridays, which was really exciting. And then also, we're going to be launching Marketplace Mondays next week, which will be an hour and a half episode going over Marketplace apps. And we'll do that each week. And we'll just pick apps and we'll run through them. I'll take polls from folks. We'll find out what people want to do. And that's what we're going to do. And I think I might open a school community like everyone else and their mother is doing as well. We don't know yet. We're going to find out. But anyway, let's get started. I see we got a few more folks here. Welcome to everybody that's joining. Go ahead and just give a quick shout out. Let us know who you are, where you're from, what you're up to. Always happy to see other faces. It says there's 3 people in the YouTube, and of course YouTube says there's 2 people. There's 1 person on Twitch. I don't know who my dedicated Twitch follower is, but thank you, dedicated Twitch follower. Please feel free to shout yourself out because I would appreciate that. Nobody shows up from Facebook as far as I tell at this point, which is not surprising since I don't really use Facebook. Don't think anybody's over on Streamplace. Let me go take a quick look at that. We're doing everything here, friends. We're really Streamplace is the Blue Sky version of YouTube, I guess, or a streaming platform. So it's certainly a cool implementation of everything. And I am just currently a consumer. Yeah, join, Daryl. Come on in. Oh, sorry, that was in chat. That's really funny. Looks like, Susan, we're going to get Daryl Lee on here, who's one of my favorite humans in the entire world. Which I'm super stoked about. Cause and everybody else is gonna miss it because they don't come regularly like you do, Susan. So that's on them. Like that's why everybody should always come, and that's why Susan wins. We're still building here, obviously. We're not the Jira Life yet. We are the Atlassian Tinies. But we're working on it. Okay, there's the other one I need really quick to grab this. And then I am going to drop Daryl a quick link if he wants to come on stream. So, I mean, really, if it's the 3 of us, and Susan, if you also, I know how to reach you too, so I'll drop you a link because, oh, Daryl, cool. That's great. Well, Susan might have questions. So what we normally do, Daryl, is we'll normally go through a list of things that sorry, got distracted, ADHD. Um, anyway, we'll go through a list of what's new this week, and then we'll go into the demo and we'll go into questions and demos and stuff. I'm actually happy to have the 3 of you, the 2 of you on if you want to join, because why not? We can go through it all together. Susan, you're here every week. Daryl, you're literally a rock star. So I can drop you both the share link or the join link, and then we can get into it. So let me grab that to the invite link for both of you. It's coming in the community Slack. And then folks will hop right in. I need to grab my thumbnail here. Man, I have all my old times still. It's very funny. Anyway, we're just going to go with this one. It's the wrong time. That's fine. Okay, now I'm making this post there so that people know that I'm streaming over there. Oh, it's too big. Okay, we'll do it that way. There we go. It's live. Cool. All right, you've both been invited, so you'll be here shortly. And then we'll get going. Let me queue up. There we go. Yo, what up?
Hey.
Roku offices.
Yeah.
I should. An office. I don't even remember what an office is like, Daryl.
Well, if you worked at Roku, you wouldn't have a choice.
We'll give Susan 1 second to hop on. How have you been, man?
Good. Yeah. No Frisbee game, but that's fine. My Achilles tendon appreciates the rest.
Yeah, I could feel that. So yeah, I'm really so usually, like I said, what I've started to do to make sure that really at the moment that I had things to fill the time was to go over basically what's in the roundup for the previous week in terms of what Atlassian has announced and such.
Yeah.
And then we'll hop into everything else.
Is that a published or you're doing a roundup?
Yeah, so it's my round. So it's
Right.
Yeah, it's not published yet because basically this is my reminder to myself to get the thing out.
That's right. Unofficial. I remember the introduction of that. I also was thinking too that Susan, the other Susan, the Canadian Susan, made reference to the fact that bundled releases got pushed this week, yesterday. And so if you're on bundled release track, you got a different set of new features.
Yeah.
Although
what I'm pulling from is I'm using Jens's.
Yes.
And he has been working on fixing this as far as I know.
Yeah, we've Jens and I have chatted about it a lot because Atlassian actually puts the release. Hey, Susan. Inexplicably, Atlassian puts the bundled release notes. Or rather, I should say, it doesn't put the bundled release notes anywhere publicly accessible.
Right.
You either have to have go to your admin console, or if you are on that track, you get an email. And so it's incredibly hard to have public conversations about a particular release because there is no public place to refer to. And I know, and so Jens and I've talked about this a lot. But because of the fact that it's hidden behind admin.atlassian.com for every user, all the links are specific to your organization.
Right, that's what I've heard.
And then I did find, as I am wont to do, an unofficial API endpoint that does have some more universal endpoints, sorta, kinda. And Jans was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I could like download that from my own admin account and then use that data," but it's so janky because it requires a session cookie.
Well, I think he has been using that too.
I don't think he. I'm looking at his changelog now, and I don't see an ability to categorize it by bundled releases yet.
I was wondering if he was going. Well, maybe he hasn't put that in.
We've been talking about it a lot, and I know we've been
Gotcha.
working and kicking around different ideas for how to do it. Or a couple of months ago, we talked about it. It's a tricky problem though, because then it's like super unofficial. Because at least on his unofficial changelog, he can link to the blog post for that week. When we start talking about release tracks, there is no at least publicly accessible place you could link back to say this is authoritative. So
I mean, I have a solution for that. It's probably not one that Atlassian would like, which is you could literally republish them.
Which is what I'm doing internally.
Yeah.
I copy and paste an email to a Confluence page, and then I like reformat it, and then I go over it every month with my users.
Oh,
well,
super dumb.
It's also a thing that he has now he's given me access to the code base, so that I can hack on it because he has a startup to run.
Yeah, this is a side thing for him.
Yeah, that's one of the things that he and I were talking about. Is he's like, yeah, this is great, but also it doesn't bring enough traffic at this point. That I can, spend more on it. But I mean, that would be a great thing to do.
Just for illustrative purposes. This is what we're talking about, and this is from the fine folks at release.so. But Jans has created, really as a public service, a much better interface to these changelogs as opposed to this nonsense. Which is just horrible. Yeah,
so
I mean, it's just like, would you like to?
Oh, we can't see the other one, by the way, Daryl. I think because the way Restream does is it'll immediately only share one window, so you have to open it in the same tab.
So like, this is the weird. Official Atlassian weekly cloud.
I don't understand why they do this.
I don't know how they came up with a blog is a great solution.
Oh, well, actually, you know what? I know how, Daryl. Because Atlassian nerfed the RSS capability inside of Confluence 100 years ago and has never fixed it.
I think I actually looked at it, and the feeds are still there, but
but you can't auth to them.
You don't need.
They're in.
But you don't need to.
You do need to.
Oh, you need to.
You do need to auth.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
That's the problem. Is you need to be able to auth. It's one way or the other. It's just like, it's really bad.
Yeah. So he's built this beautiful tool, and it's got filters. You can sort by app or filter by app. You can search, not just 1 week at a time, or search on the page. It's because the blog posts, it's just so bad. Anyways, it doesn't have though the weekly, the monthly release track notes.
Oh no, right. Sorry, I take this back. The RSS feed. The problem is it only offers authenticated feeds. Yes. It only offers authenticated feeds right now.
Oh.
And by the way, guess how long this one's been open, Daryl?
20?
2011.
Wow.
Yeah. And there used to be a setting. Like, the funny part is in Confluence server, this is when this was open, there used to be an option to select this is the best type of nerdery here. Here we go. So here it is. This is when the ticket got put in.
Sweet.
So that's 3.2. You could choose anonymous,
Yeah.
but it still required authenticated, and they never fixed it.
What? Wait. That's wild.
And I think now the problem is that the no, you do get to you do actually build a feed. Like you build a feed to do this. But for some reason, instead of solving the problem, just they just were like, why don't we remove that setting?
Oh yeah, you still have to build feeds. I could have sworn. Yeah.
There's now a cloud one here, and somebody was like, somebody said that there's a workaround, but I gotta tell you, I don't see a workaround on any of these tickets.
You're right. Right. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so.
I mean, what you would do is you would basically the right way to do this would be to write an intermediate server that's often the Confluence via probably an API token, and then you would pull them and republish them.
Oh God. But also, honestly, like my question wasn't like why a blog. The question goes more to the root of like why is this not in a proper release notes system?
I mean, yeah, also agreed. Like, but that's honestly the same answer,
Yeah.
which is until very recently, Atlassian didn't even have anything that could even become close to that, and that what they have now is JPD, and that's still. I mean, I guess the closer thing, and the other thing is the developer changelog. And even that is not like the same thing. It's like, and so my point is this is a symptom of Atlassian, like having this belief internally often that you must, like, it is the flip side of dog fooding. Like, oh, we create barf, so we just keep eating the barf.
We create what?
Barf.
Bark?
Barf, like throw up, vomit.
Oh, barf. Jesus.
Like let's call it what it is. Atlassian doesn't have a good solution for it, but they don't want to use anything else but what they use. So they just continue to use bad things.
I don't. The thing is, like, I recently looked at the release notes for Data Center, and they looked so nice.
Oh, that's fair.
And it's just like, you do have a tool for release notes.
Yeah, it's something, right? It's a page, but it's still way better.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah. Well, let's chat really quickly about what has been announced in the past week. So, and some of these, like, I'll open the ones that I think are important, but we'll just scroll through. This will go out just a little bit later. I'm still working on. I spent a lot of time fixing what I was pulling in related to the cloud updates, but for some reason, I'm still getting all of this stuff I do not want. Which I think the problem is that the code in my assembler I didn't change yet because I'm vibe coding. So of course, like I'm not exactly sure what's changed where. Because it shouldn't be this messy. But up in the reason I started the roundup actually was specifically because of the community articles, because Atlassian keeps announcing so many things in the community, and there is no filter for Atlassian announcement. Once they create that, I'm probably out of a job. But Oktoberfest, the finale demo battle, recap and recording is available. I think this is interesting. They're going to be having an analytics webinar on November 19th to the 20th, which is interesting. That tells me it's crossing time zones, maybe. So maybe Australia, it's the 20th, and the other side of the world, it's the 19th. But if you're interested in learning more about analytics, this would be a webinar to go to. Now, you probably don't have analytics unless you have enterprise. So, though I think some of the stuff that they're putting in home now runs off the same backend as analytics.
Yeah, no, for sure. Confluence Space Analytics has gotten so much more functionality in the past couple of months, and so if we're getting the side benefit of them doing stuff for enterprise, I'm happy to see it.
They're asking us to post videos about being Confluence's biggest fan and get paid using some service called Kale. Never heard of it. Here's a post about migrating from Microsoft's Viva goals to Atlassian goals. So if you're trying to do that, um, this will be interesting. I'm probably for us, Daryl, to read. Somebody saying how Rovo Dev accelerated their platform engineering role. As a nerd, as like, I mean, platform engineering is the reason I say that too is because DevOps is like that pretty nice in between dev and admin. And is I think a place where I am hoping to spend more time. For those folks still on data center, Jira Software and Jira Service Management 11.2 are here. That's probably important enough to take a quick look at. Oh, of course. I forgot that this is exactly what it was going to do, which I should have remembered. I don't want to open the link in the new tab, but of course that's what it's going to do. So I think the big standout feature about moving to JSM and Jira Software 11.2 is OpenSearch in the data center, which is supposed to be a significant improvement in the search capability compared to Lucene, which is what Atlassian has traditionally been using as a search index. The 10,000 items limit on a board, if you have a board with 10,000 items, you should probably deal with that. I don't think it's good. The other thing is they have really improved the they've made changes to the way custom fields work, but you've also got a custom field optimizer, which is in here. So that lets you, this is a new pre-installed instance optimizer, which helps you clean up your custom fields, help you find duplicates, all of those, and tells you what the risk of making a change is, which I think is really great. This is doing some of the stuff that a lot of apps have done. The safeguards, so you can set safeguards, but also Atlassian has built-in safeguards that you can use, and you can keep people from going over the safeguards. So that's particularly about like the recommended limits that Atlassian has for your performance of your system on-prem. Since they mainly just do that manually in the cloud, like in the backend on the cloud, I think. Then the other thing I think is actually really cool is they've done more to break down the difference between Jira Administrator and Jira System Administrator, and given folks the ability. They're right now opt-in, but basically you can set things like you can say that the Jira System Administrator can only do certain things, like dark features or management extensions, to start to really clarify the difference. Because anybody who has been a Jira administrator knows on-prem knows that there had been no real difference between the two, except like one specific thing. JQL Resilience, I really love this, which is you can set a maximum search result limit, define a query time limit to interrupt queries that run too long, and enable a memory usage circuit breaker to reject new JQL queries when memory is low. As somebody who has run a data center cluster that has absolutely crashed because somebody accidentally ran a JQL query that just sucked up all the memory, this is amazing. More OAuth app link support, which is a big deal. OAuth 2.0. I'm not sure. Let me see if this is 2.0 or 3.0. Or sorry, two-legged, three-legged. Okay, I think this is two-legged, maybe. It's not clear. But the difference is, for those that don't know, two-legged is your basic system, and three-legged is when it requires a user to authenticate in the middle. And that is often a frustrating thing for many admins at times when they're trying to install things and you have to have people off all the time. You can also rate limit that stuff, which makes it easier to manage the Rovo connector. A bunch of other things here. For folk, update to React to 18 and Atlas Kit update. So that's probably if you're doing custom stuff. The other thing is probably that SQL Server 2019 is deprecated. So if you're going to upgrade, don't forget to follow the instructions to move to a later version than SQL Server 2019 before you try and upgrade, or that might be a problem. I mean, it's deprecated. It's not EOL at this point. So, all right. Back to our list, which I will just move here because that's easier. Maybe I always forget that Ghost. I might move off of Ghost. I don't make people pay for anything right now, but I mean, I don't know. Ghost has a subscription feature. The subscription feature I like. But I saw somebody today who was showing how they're using some of the at Proto blogging solutions like Leaflet, but then just querying their repo data to then display it in their own blog and build their own blog out of it, so that they're not really tied to anybody. The Atlassian's got a new customer service management app community. You know what? This is not right, actually. I just realized. This is old. These are a week older than they're supposed to be. I just realized that because...
Well, since I keep up so little, it's still new to me.
Oh, that may be true, though. The 7th would have been Friday. Maybe there was nothing new before this ran. That's very possible, actually. Days and math are hard, but really because it would really be from Saturday to Sunday. So this is close. Yeah. No, this is right. I just read some of these last week and it got me confused. Okay. So other cool things, I think the big things are, they've made some Confluence cleanup and optimization checklists for folks. I think one of the things that folks forget today is how important it is to optimize and clean up your Confluence, because that's what Rovo depends on if you're using it. Is going to be making sure that you have the most recent information and you're not giving it bad information. The other thing is now that they've got audio narration. So instead of just audio overviews for pages, you can actually have the full text of a page read to you. So if you're a person who does not like reading things, this will be helpful.
And that voice that reads it is scary realistic.
Oh.
Have you heard? Yeah.
I haven't yet, no.
Yeah, it's a little, it's almost creepy. Not quite, but almost.
They've also got, the integration with JPD and Jira Data Center is now live. So if you are a company that's on Data Center but wanted to use JPD, Atlassian is thinking about showing all the work items in the software timeline. That's interesting. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Let's see. Oh, the timeline view. Okay. Jira timeline in software projects. So not plans. Got it. I think they're just trying to figure out. Well, I know recently there was also an article that an Atlassian wrote about how people were getting confused about where their work items were in the all work tab in projects. because it shows the work collapse by default. There are also, let's see, Team on Tour Hong Kong is next week. I guess this week. You can now have Rovo for Slack. So there's now a Rovo integration with Slack to be able to just call out to Rovo from Slack.
Oh,
so if you use Slack and you use Atlassian products, you might want to check that one out.
That's I need to look at that because yeah, we currently have Glean.
Right. We were talking about that before when Rovo first came out.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Start looking into that.
You know, bosses love it when you save money.
Yeah. Bosses don't like it.
I would imagine Glean has more connectors though, probably.
Yeah. I don't know about the count. I mean, I know Atlassian's list of connector screen goes on and on. For our purposes, though, because we've had Glean for a couple of years, the connectors are already connected and approved and stuff. And so that's one of the things. But also, since our Atlassian bill went up after the recent price hike and we're renewing, now that we're paying so much more for Atlassian, the idea that like, oh, well, you get more Rovo credits because you are switching to Teamwork Collection. That definitely.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. If you have Premium or Standard, you get like 25 credits per user or something. It's like so small. And then on the table it says, "Oh, do you have TWC?" It's 10x that. And then they say, "Oh, do you have?" And then they say, "Oh, do you have Enterprise?" Then it's 100x that. Let me show you this screen. It's so blatantly like wrong button. Rovo pricing. Where did it go? Rovo usage quota. How come I can't see that window? There it is. Yeah. So, indexed objects Rovo credits per user. If you're just on regular, it's 100, and then you get Team Collection, it's 10x.
Wow.
And then it's like, oh, you really want a lot of credits or an index objects? Well, go for Enterprise because it's like way more.
Well, okay, hold on. Technically, but let's read this. I just want to be clear. Okay, well, still, it's not quite 10x because if I had Jira, Confluence, and JSM, I would have 75.
Sure.
And then if I went to TWC, I would have 250. So it's 4x
per product. Sure.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Okay, but still, yeah, I see it. Yeah. But still, it is significantly more.
Yeah.
But TWC is cheaper, isn't it?
In certain, for our purposes, yes. And probably in many purposes. That's the whole point of them trying to sell the bundle. Because, you don't have to pay.
Right.
It includes guard. So you take away that per user fee. And then, but we weren't using Loom before, but they're going to, you get it whether you want it or not. And then you get more Rovo credits.
Oh, you know what? I should migrate my personal site to TWC. There's probably no reason not to do that.
Yeah. So
I know some folks have run into some issues with the migration to TWC.
Yeah, the whole billing thing is, the conversion thing is weird.
Oh my God, they spent so much time trying to work on their billing system too. I'm not sure how much it helped.
Yeah, and now that we're partner managed, that adds a whole nother wrinkle. Anyways.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That makes a good point.
Yeah. Yep.
Other things that are hot off the presses here, I think. Let me just take a look here. Freeze windows are now generally available. So
Yeah.
I believe this is if you have enterprise, yes.
Enterprise.
You can use freeze windows to control when, yeah, of course. They are, this may be one for you actually, Daryl, is they're looking for, oh, but this is for data center. I wonder if this is only for data center. Let me see. They posted in data center, but, oh no, but they're looking at, oh no, I don't know. That's interesting. They're doing a customer feedback for future improvements on service accounts, but they're targeting the data center community. I'm imagining that what they're trying to do is like figure out how to
Could
do
you
both together. I don't know.
share back? I
Link?
lost track of. This is they're looking for feedback.
Yeah. Feedback on service accounts. Yeah.
Service. Oh,
I'm not
yeah,
sure if it is.
we got feedback on service accounts for sure.
Yeah, and it's weird that they shared it in the data center group. That's what I'm surprised about.
Yeah, because it's all about
Let's
cloud.
look at it.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
Olga posted.
oh, I think why. Oh, and I think why is because they want to understand how normal people use service accounts. Like, how do we normally use them in data center? Because they're like, how do you guys use these? Because
Oh,
we
it
clearly
is
got it
sent.
wrong in cloud.
It is sent to data center community. No, she like specifically says hello data center community.
Yeah, and even the forum says how they do this in Atlassian data center.
So they want to ask data center people how they use service accounts. It's not too different from how us cloud users do it, but okay.
Well, but I think they're asking because they realize that, I mean, cloud users were once data center users usually, and they realized they got it wrong. I don't know why they wouldn't come to the cloud users too, but maybe they're already hearing from the cloud users.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know
you should
that we
still fill it out.
we haven't complained to them about it. Now that we have the opportunity, maybe I'll just jump in and go, "Oh, we're not on data center anymore," but I do have some opinions. Yeah, the fact that it's a completely different endpoint is very annoying. Do you know about this?
I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the one who told me. Well,
Okay.
maybe you told me or I found out when I tried it. Like, either way, yeah.
It's so frustrating. It's super frustrating. And I'm not even writing these many automations, but like for the users, they're like, wait, what? The endpoint's different?
And I think I understand what's happening.
Yeah.
It's a whole opportunity to have a conversation about the way Atlassian manages change. Because it is a particular theory that I understand and I can see the benefits of, and also it is not necessarily well calibrated to what people are used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think at least you might implement temporarily a small shim that would detect if you were somebody was using a service account and redirect them to the correct endpoint.
Yeah, something. It's just yeah, I mean, you could absolutely see like what the user credential is, and at least, or like give an error message that says, "Oh, by the way, new endpoint." Yeah. So yeah, we've got like cut and paste text now. It's like, by the way, when you use the service account, you have to change all the endpoints that you were testing with your personal account. Also,
and like, we want everybody to move the service accounts.
Right. I mean, here's a question. Would the new endpoints work with a personal account?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, right. Like,
mark it down as a thing we could test.
I don't want to test that now because, like,
yeah,
that's
a couple other things. So Confluence, so Atlassian Teams are now, which remember Atlassian introduced teams originally, and they were just this random logical grouping of people that you could assign to work, but they weren't tied to anything else. Then they let you skim sync them to connect with actual groups. And now they're actually introducing teams into Confluence permissions. So you can assign permissions based on teams. So you can see what they're doing, right? But this is...
You should switch back to your list.
yeah,
but yes.
This is the theory that the theory of change that they're working with, which is very particularly, we will give you access to whatever we have as new as it is as soon as it's available, which is really great for those people who are like super early adopters. Except then what they do is they will like deprecate the other things before everything's ready. And it also leaves the management of what am I supposed to use where, or what is useful when, where, all on the like admin or end user.
Yeah.
So it is very empowering, but it can also be very overwhelming.
I think for sure, like the way that it was, I understand the value of ad hoc, low self-managed groups. I understand the appeal of it. I think that it's disappointing that they didn't take into consideration that, especially for larger companies, that's not really an accepted practice, and that like they could have given us a toggle. They could have given us a switch saying like, hey, we got this new thing. If you're a small shop, or even if you're a big shop and they're up for it, here it is. But if you're like a shop that's like, no, we have groups in Entra we already have for managing this kind of thing. They're automatically populated. When somebody joins a team, they get put in that group, and you might want to use those. And absolutely, like all the stuff that team gives you, like, built-in filters for this team function, for like built all this team functionality is great. But like, which they finally did belatedly, is like, oh, right, you guys have groups already. How about we let you sync groups to teams? Yeah, thanks. Now.
Well, what I really think is happening in these cases is they are not, it's not that they're unaware of that, it's that I think sometimes they are, I think, first of all, the group stuff, the team stuff makes a lot of sense from the perspective of like the ad hoc stuff.
Yeah.
Most of us live in a matrix world. So the team that I work on is not necessarily the group that I'm in.
Sure.
In Active Directory.
Yeah.
However, and so what I think they often do is they roll out what they have when they have it, right?
Yeah.
And so they're just like, I expect they always meant to do skim manage and skim sync and all of this other stuff, but they don't roll it out as a complete package.
Yeah.
And so the customer story becomes, this is the thing.
It's MVP, right? It's minimum viable product, and it's just like, dude, this is an enterprise tool. Stop pushing your.
I mean, and this is, I think, one of the things that they're trying to balance is, for the longest time, even
for
today,
some of us, it's an enterprise tool.
Yeah, this is the thing, but this is the push and pull, right?
Attention.
Is they want to move up into enterprise, but they are used to working in a way that is most that is mainly targeted at SMBs who don't have the over.
But I would argue that they already had an established solid process for supporting it as enterprise apps, and it was what they were doing on premise. And so they have a roadmap. We just talked about how the release notes for data center are beautiful, and it's just like, so I'd say that yes, there was a shift when they went to cloud, that they're like, oh, we're going to be agile as hell, and everything is, we push the newest thing right away. Every week you get new features, and even if it's not fully baked. We're going to push it. And then it's like, okay, but that's a different model. You've changed your model. And so, yes, I think they're trying to grow that, but they've done it before. They know how to do it. So the idea that's like, oh, this is a new thing for them. It's not a new thing. It's an old thing in a different environment.
I think you're right. Absolutely. I think one thing that is happening is that it is right now, weirdly, their differentiation with ServiceNow. I'm not saying that that's like, it's very weird to say that, and I'm not saying it's good.
Oh my God.
But like what companies will often do is find the point of differentiation, good or bad, and lean into it. Like ServiceNow drops 2 releases a year.
Yeah. I don't know. As I sort of barely pay attention to like the PR push from Atlassian, I don't. Certainly, like if you follow all of the things you're following, and I have follow on Community and see all these new features every day, every week, it's like, oh man, they're moving. They're new thing every day. But like at Teams, like in their promotional materials, I don't feel like their selling point is you get a new app every day. like new features every week. Like I don't feel like that's what they're selling.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. It is what do I call this? It is like that is targeted at like the nerd inside the company who loves getting new features all of the time. and I think, and also, I mean, we cannot ignore the elephant in the room, which is like the only guy who's left as CEO is the one who was always the product guy. And there used to be another guy who could check him. Yeah.
That is.
And he was also neither of them were supposed to stay. They were both supposed to go up to the sunset, and Anu was going to be the president or the CEO.
Well, she was for a time.
And then Mike and Scott had their falling out, and then Mike decided he was going to stay. Also, that might have something to do with Mike's personal life currently. I not want to speculate, but when difficult things happen in your personal life, often, and you have a giant company, you often dive into work. So, yeah, this weird. They're definitely in the middle of one heck of a transition right now, and it has made everybody's lives more difficult. Like every single person. All right, let's burn through the last few of these things because I want to get to your demo and also Susan's question. So really quickly, there is an article about how to use the agent response smart variable in automation to help do more AI-driven workflows. So to drive your automation off of the response of an agent that you call in automation. These articles are all being written by Jensen Fleming, genius. Right hand or big, like right next to, works right with Sharif. There is next week an agentic developer workflow session with Jira and RoboDev. What else? JPD linking delivery work items from different sites, a new authentication thing, blah, 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 blah. They are also seeking individuals who use or are interested in the Atlassian command line interface for research. That thing they stole from Bob Swift.
Hey, it's I stole the name. Functionality is
really
not the same.
No. And then there's there's a bunch of, I'm not going to look at it here because this is the wrong way to look at it. But let me just hit the dev stuff really fast, and then we'll pop in. So the dev what does the dev change log have? Here we go. New APIs or deprecation notice for the marketplace v2 APIs. V3 is available for the parent APIs which replace them. The preview for building Forge apps that are compatible with multiple Atlassian apps. New Confluence events for relations. They removed a few internal APIs. And support for path suffix is in web trigger URLs, which I think is interesting that you can so you couldn't use a web trigger URL. Right. So now you can, such requests are routed to the associated function. So you can have a web trigger that has multiple functions, but it's only going to run. Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I thought you could always pass web trigger URLs some data, but did you have to do it through headers or something funky?
Yeah, well, either way, like this lets you actually call an associated function
the specifically. Path, yeah, the path is
on that path. So you could say, I'm only calling this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's interesting they're using the user path property. But yeah. Okay. So now what I want to hop into is let's grab your question really quick, Susan, what you've got today, and then we'll go into whatever Daryl wants to show off.
I could do that anytime.
Okay. No, this is an easy one, and it's not even a technical so much. There's a lot of info out there about Rovo search versus chat versus dev stuff, but I still can't clear. And what my management is asking is, can we use Rovo, and what's it going to cost us? And I know that's something of a wide open, but it's just not clear. If I use Rovo just for search versus if I start using Rovo chat and my agents chat, and Derek, she brought up about the credits. I mean, how does all that fit in so I don't start building stuff that is like, oh, well, you just went up $1,000 a month or whatever.
Yeah, no,
we don't even understand why.
That was one of my major concerns for not wanting to enable Rovo. And when I saw that the chat had been enabled, and then that also enabled agents, I was like, oh crap, now people are going to start using it, and then we're going to hit a limit, and then they're going to be like, how do we get more credits? And Atlassian, in their wisdom, in their strategy, because when I saw Rovo chat show up, I was like, turn that off. And people said, what happened to my AI summaries? What happened to my the page summaries and the ticket comment summaries? I liked that. And they tied them together. So you can't turn off one without turning the other. So that's one issue, is that if you like the sort of Atlassian intelligence that isn't agentic or chat, you still got to turn on chat and agent. You can't turn it off, at least in my experience. But yeah, there's a page that is worth reading. They keep saying, we're not counting quotas yet. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Don't worry about it until you start your system around something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. They said they're going to give us 90 days notice before enforcing quotas. It is good that in the admin panels, they now have usage monitoring. So I think it's under platform usage. Oh, that's Rovo dev credits. But yeah, somewhere in analytics, you can actually look at Rovo usage. But it's like complicated. I haven't even dug deeply into like, well, because I haven't done any
So-
agents with it. So maybe Bryan knows about
Yeah.
like what does it cost or what does each thing chew up?
Well, the answer is, again, like, what does it cost today? Nothing. We don't know what they're going to charge us in the future.
Right. But from a credits
I think-
perspective, how many does it burn?
Right, okay. So like, so here we go. Every request sent to Rovo chat
Right.
or Rovo agents burns 10 credits.
Yeah.
They use 100 credits for deep research. Rovo search does not generate any credit costs today. And
Right.
one thing to know, and a way to sort of understand this, is that there is a set of features that Atlassian includes with AI and without AI.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best way that I think about. So this right here is why it doesn't cost anything to use Rovo search.
Right.
Because Rovo, you can't turn off Rovo anymore.
Yeah.
So Rovo is an app designed to optimize teamwork. It's no longer like AI. AI is a thing that's on top of Rovo right now. And so that is when you get into, so with Rovo, without AI activated, you get Rovo search, and that includes the third-party connectors. So you can connect other apps and have their all search stuff indexed in there, no problem.
Okay.
Bookmarks, which let you, do the little, like, I'm pinning this thing, and Studio for assets, hubs, and automation. But when you get into agents, chat,
Mhm.
and then the like knowledge cards and AI generated answers in search, and along with like the definitions, which is basically like their little glossary feature, that's all AI, and that's the stuff that's going to cost credits.
Yeah. 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 And what was significant to me is that under this it's under platform experiences AI settings, up until like literally I think a month or two ago, we had enabled, I think it was AI enabled apps, and so that was Confluence and Jira. And what AI enablement meant at that time was just the sort of non-chat, non-agentic AI, like let me summarize this page for you, let me give you the summary of the comments. But AI, doing the AI enablement for sites now also includes Rovo chat and agents, whether you want that or not. You can't granularly turn one off. Right
around team, what they did was they rolled it, basically, they unified all of the AI experiences layer on top of Rovo and do not exist separately from Rovo. So they took all of the Atlassian and intelligence features and made them a part of Rovo instead of surfacing them separately. So they made them part of the Rovo brand. So there's like Rovo without AI and Rovo with AI. There's nothing without Rovo.
Yeah. And like the page that you're looking at, it's number of requests sent to RovoChat or Rovo agents. So the analytics that I have available to me are not, they don't talk about at the credit level yet. I assume that that's coming. But what it does have is requests sent to Rovo. And I've got like the line goes up in August before it was enabled, or maybe it was enabled at the tail end of August, 4 requests sent. September, 2,944. October, 2,756. So without any evangelism or communication from our team, people see the chat button, they see the Rovo thing, and they click it, and they start asking it questions. So, that's like 150% increase in usage, 200% increase in usage just in the month where it was introduced. And so then if I do the math, and so like 2,700 times, how many credits does it use? They told me that.
Well,
so 10 credits per request. So 2,700 times 10. So that's 27,000. And then, I have to like figure out how many credits per user per month, which is, it's got 6,000, like a 6,000 user license.
Oh, and you're right. And it's probably one thing that isn't clear is whether, they are pooled. Okay, they are pooled.
Right. So, I mean, at a 5,000 user instance, 125,000 per site, so 250,000, and I'm under whatever number I quoted before, 2,700.
27,000.
27,000. So we're still well under from a credits perspective, but they haven't built out what you're asking, Susan, which is like, where's my dashboard? I want to know how close I am to hitting these thresholds.
Well, and particularly the point that you make that is good is this is mine just because my personal instance, which is why it's exactly one user and one request. Right, the requests you can't just do easy math that way because of you don't know how many is deep research.
Right. Yeah, there's no breakout for deep research, which is substantially more expensive.
10x.
Yeah. How do I even?
What's considered deep research?
There's actually a function in Rovo chat.
Yeah, and
where
you check a box.
You check a box, and it does like the same sort of deep research that other tools like. It'll come back with a whole report with links and everything that it can put into like a page.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should have tried that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And also things to know is like they talk a lot about indexed objects as an additional cost. Like there's a limit per index objects.
Yes.
So the usage quotas for those are also not enforced right now.
And the thing, and I think what's important that they pointed out to me early on when I brought that up is Jira and Confluence, Atlassian products are not part of that indexed objects. So where it really comes into play, though, is your SharePoint, your M365, your Google Drive. If you've got a lot of files, if you've got a lot of emails, if you have a lot
not emails.
Not emails. That's interesting. I think Slack too uses. I was reading that Slack is indexed through Slack's API.
Got it.
So they don't get counted against you. Although then you wonder, like, well, is the indexing any good then?
I'm sure it is, but I think the difference is that but I expect that this is because these other tools
give access to the index, maybe.
Yes, exactly. Like Atlassian has incredibly deep relationships with Microsoft, Google, and Slack.
Yeah, but
and because you're returning, I get it, but it is kind of interesting. I would love to hear the story about the architecture behind that.
Yeah.
But also those are the types of things that are going to have the most accounts. That's the other reason they may have just done it.
Yeah.
Straight up, that's going to blow balloons so fast.
Yeah. Email.
If they,
although,
email, my God.
SharePoint, our SharePoint is huge. Our SharePoint footprint is huge.
Yeah, but what would you imagine your email footprint in terms of the number of objects is probably 100.
Oh, right.
1,000x.
Per object. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how that breaks down. Also, the MCP server does not matter right now. It's free too.
For now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Till they add another section on this page. Yeah, but that was the thing that so you have some stuff here, but you have to do your own math. And they are giving you at least very high level number of requests. But yeah, as Bryan pointed out, no insights into when people chose deep research, which would definitely, oh yeah, I'm checking the box. Let's see what happens.
This has been a good, fun info session. Invite all your friends to this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing is invite everybody to follow the new Atlassian Clinic page. Okay. That is the one that I created under my work. I have a page for my theoretical company that is just me. I mean, it actually is a real company, and I may or may not owe the government some money about that. I created a showcase page so there could be a one place for this, for the clinic stuff, instead of just being tied to my page. But the problem is that I can't stream to that page until I have 150 followers.
This is this not the Work Right one? What's the new one?
No, the Atlassian Clinic would be the page. Yeah. If you search for the Atlassian Clinic itself, we're up to 59 followers.
Oh, to stream on LinkedIn.
Yeah. And mainly that's important just so that like the more people that I can get to, like people will be on LinkedIn and they'll get a notification. Okay. Which has not to as of today been a particularly strong driver.
Yeah.
But I think as I try to make the clinic a more structured experience a bit, where we have like there's an intro period, then we're going over things, then maybe somebody demos something, which is like what you're going to do next, then that will give the videos more staying power and usefulness, because right now it's like, did somebody randomly ask a question and did Bryan go off on a tangent for 45 minutes trying to solve the problem? Which is like awesome and really cool, and some of the is the genesis of some of the very cool stuff that I built because of Susan.
Right.
Which actually, I think this Friday, Susan, I'm going to go ahead and work on turning that into a Forge app.
Oh, cool! Right.
And Katarina may be coming for the rest of the year to the clinic on Fridays, but she has said to me that she particularly would love it if it wasn't on her Saturday.
Oh,
so yeah, I have to decide whether I'm willing to move it to Thursdays, my time. But it doesn't roll off the tongue the same way. Forge
Thursdays. Yeah. Thorge.
And my
Thorge Thursdays.
Thorge Thursdays with Fatarina.
Well, thanks, guys. That answered my question.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, Daryl, you want to demo your thing?
Sure.
Yeah.
Wrong button. All right, so Windows. Let's go to. So just for some context, a certain group of people, not really me, really kind of hated threaded comments when they were introduced. And I was actually really expecting my users to like hate it, and surprisingly very little pushback against it. Maybe they're just sort of inured to the fact that it's SaaS and you get what you get.
I think that's really true about a
We've
lot of people.
We've beaten them into submission. Anyways,
so you work for Roku, like
yeah. So threaded comments, right? And then people are like, dude, I just want like the newest comments at the top or the bottom because you're missing stuff. I certainly understand why people have problems. And there are many comments explaining why for the folks that are asking to be able to turn it off. I completely understand why they want it. They give plenty of great use cases. So just on a whim, because I subscribed to this ticket, I saw a comment saying that they could probably write a script to rearrange the comments. I'm thinking like a Grease Monkey script is what he was thinking. And then he said, I could probably write a Jira plugin to accomplish this server side. And with
said, is anyone interested in funding this speculative?
Oh, venture? Right. And I didn't. Yeah.
That's so funny. No, nobody is.
No, nobody wants to do. Ironically, though, but I think one of the things that was like super funny to me is like, oh, well, I once built a Forge app using AI. I think we could do that for this. So yeah, I dug around, found that there is, it was very poorly documented, whether there is a Forge module that lets you add a tab to the activities section, because like, yeah, it's like one of the worst documented things on the Forge documentation, which I've complained about to Katerina. So when I finally found it, I tried to do an app with, I think, Claude and then Copilot to fix it, and it failed miserably. So I restarted from scratch with Atlassian CLI with RovoDev. And did like, just give me a hello world. And then once we confirmed that worked, it did a really good job of like basically saying, give me a comments panel that is not threaded. So my big test case is this test instance. And I have a bunch of, somewhere in here, I have some nested comments. Because I wanted to see how it would scale. This is a bad example, because I wrote a script to generate a bunch of fake comments. But here we go. So this one has some nested comments here, just a few. And if you click on comments unthreaded, assuming I haven't broken it, and it's slow, so this is not a good solution. But
oh, I know why. Well, right, and I know, well, right, because you're not caching anything today, right?
Yeah. So it like goes to the API, gives you all of the threads in chronological order. Has a nice button to flip it, and then I don't want to go to do a tunnel, but then Atlassian CLI said, hey, I've got some ideas for additional features. And so then it added comment statistics, search and filtering of your comments. And I'm like, wow, this is like a real app, because it has too many features. But yeah, so I published all the code. It's on the GitHub. We can link it later, unthreaded. But one of the funniest things is I think at some point, hopefully before I started working on this, I had the thought of like, has anybody already written this app?
Oh yeah, this is great.
And hilariously, no one has created the unthreaded, like give me comments without threads.
Oh, because right, yeah.
But there are several, 6 here, and then I think if you look for nested, there's a couple more. There's 6 or 7 add-ons that gave you threaded comments. And this was both for data center and for cloud. Like some of these are now obsolete because Atlassian has built it in. But it's just kind of funny because all of these people were so mad that they added threaded comments, but there was at least some percentage of users that were like, oh, we would like threaded comments. And there was at least 6 or 7 companies or people that were like, hey, I could build an app to do that. So anyways, that's my app. I was pleasantly surprised at how well the RoboDev within the CLI worked. Although I didn't have an IDE because CLI doesn't have an IDE, so that's frustrating because I've gotten very spoiled by this code and
Can't you just run
CLI?
Oh, you haven't tried RoboDev inside of.
Yeah, that was like
yet, right?
that was like released like the week after or something. It's
Right, yeah.
wild, like the amount of how quickly they're iterating on that. Right. They added RoboDev into the MCP server or the Viz Code extension. I think it's the Viz Code extension. So the Atlassian Viz Code extension now optionally has RoboDev. And also it's weird because it's an extension. It's on the left-hand column, and it's not on the right-hand column where like Copilot is and where Claude's chat and agent is. And so functionally, it's a little weird using RoboDev inside of Viz Code because you can't. You have to like context switching between files is very confusing because the RoboDev panel takes over, or it makes you leave the Explorer, if that makes some sense. Well, I could screen share that real quick. Let me see, make sure this is not work related.
Currently, I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to write an app that changes the font size in Confluence.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Because that is like the third most requested thing in.
Yeah, people want it smaller, and they'd also like less white space or better use of white space. Yeah, no, I get that a lot.
Yeah, and the renderer.
I feel like they really. I feel like they'd put a ton of guardrails to prevent that.
Oh yeah, I expect that what it is it's in the. What are the valid nodes for this? Type, content, version, mark, attributes. Right. So you would have to effectively, yeah, that's what I thought. You would have to use, maybe it's in the utils for. I'm just looking at like, you'd have to rewrite the underlying code of ADF. I think.
Yeah.
And you'd have to figure out a way to do it in a way that
Atlassian would let you
accept it.
Yeah, yes. I think that's the really hard part. Here, I wanted to demo this real quick. Like what's weird about RoboDev, using RoboDev inside of Viz Code. So like what we're looking at is
I'm gonna add this. Hold on.
Yeah. So what we're looking at is Viz Code, and this is my unthreaded Forge app that I was demoing before. Normally, if your company is paid for it, you have a chat window here, which has GitHub Copilot, and we have Claude, and you have lots of other things, and it's very nice. But if you don't have that, Atlassian has a plugin for Viz Code, and when it first was released, it just let you see all of your tickets. These are not all my tickets, by the way. Well, I guess they are. But anyways, they've added a feature called RoboDev. So it adds this other panel here, and it's basically a chat. And you can say, tell me, and it does all the AI things, right? And it reads all the files. It's doing a nice summary of what the ForgeF does, all good stuff. But because it's implemented as an app or an add-on, I guess, instead of like a chat, probably because Atlassian Microsoft is very protective of what's on the right-hand side. If I want to switch to a different file, I got to go here and then go to my manifest and pull it up. And so,
okay.
Yeah. So that's the kind of like annoyance about it. It's definitely better, but also like, yeah. And so like, and then if you say like, for some reason, change this to Node version 20 instead of 22. Right. So it's going to, it did it. Oh, see, that's also not good. So when you do that in the normal, using the Copilot agent, okay, so it kind of did. It's very subtle, but you can see that there's a blue line here showing that it's changed. And then I'd have to switch over to my package JSON and see the same thing where it changed there, and it's really subtle. In contrast, if I'm in the regular thing and I bring this up and go switch node from the integration is just much better, and it highlights the whole thing in green and red to really that's fine. So it gives you this really nice like visual change. I think it's also it tells you which files it's changed, and it gives you that red green to show you what changed. And so that's a pretty significant change from using, and that's really because this is more tightly integrated with VS Code. I think, whereas the being integrated as an app has less functionality. I guess they can't highlight code or show two lines in the same way, show the diff in the same way. Maybe it's a style thing. Maybe in the next version it'll be fixed, but yeah, right now it's just the line.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm trying to I'm over here like, what? I'm just like lost in code I probably shouldn't be looking at.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what makes...
Oh, you're trying to change the UI of Confluence? Good luck, sir.
Well, I mainly, not the UI, I'm just like, so what I'm trying to figure out...
All you want is the font size.
Yeah, like where is it in the renderer? Like that's the thing I'm particularly interested in, is like what is it doing that is controlling how people see things? AFM 18 platform editor render, that could be it.
So you're
I'm going to try, guys. Thank you so much.
Yep. Yeah.
See ya.
Of course.
So you're talking about doing like a custom UI kit?
Yeah, I mean, the other way you could do this really weirdly is you could just write, if you really wanted to, you could just write JavaScript. A full-page app.
Oh, God.
A new full-page Confluence app that basically just translated ADF into just your own, like you just like change it back into like normal shit and run it in an iframe.
Well, I mean, that's interesting.
You have to pull
it does make you wonder if there's an opportunity for like the kind of stuff that Refined and Scroll View does.
Yeah, well, that's a very good point. That is a lot of what they're doing when they make those changes is, but I guess that's a good point. They're doing that because you can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the whole reason that they're publishing off platform.
Sorry, I'm eating. But
I also realized that I do know the person to ask about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jens.
I mean, Refined and Scroll do a whole lot more than just changing the font.
Yeah, but like I just realized that Jens knows the exact answer to this question.
Cool.
Do I have a meeting right now? I do not. I have 30 minutes until a meeting. Okay.
All right.
But yeah.
Check if I have a meeting. Oh, I do. All right.
But it's been great.
Talk to you later.
Thanks.